What up to my Leos? Hey, the last, I really want to just call them 222 readings. The last reading of April, and then we're on to the May readings. I hope you guys are doing well. Gonna get right into it and pull a Mystic Shaman Oracle card to see any insight and guidance and advice I can get you from now to May 2nd. Sorry I couldn't get this reading to you faster. I spending some time outside today and meditating and napping, researching, reading, just kind of chillaxing. Good self-care. What do we got for you? Saw this card earlier. Thunder. Which kind of makes sense because I've been thinking about how I need to get this read done all day. So, well resonated on your energy. Thunder for me is usually ideas, thoughts. They can be, I guess people would call them downloads, like messages, intuition. It's having a spark of a life, a change, an epiphany, maybe even. I was going to change back to Rider-Waite because this deck really is probably my favorite divination tool. It helps me help so many people in so many different ways. It's about 20 years old. It was passed down to me from another reader. It's kind of like a guru. But the images were actually created, from what I recall, from an artist that was actually sitting at the Stonehenge in Wales. So these are really built to help people on so many levels. They pick up on so many things. I'm going to be learning these cards for a long time. Insight, guidance, advice for my Leos. Already kind of had my sage going and pink Himalayan crystal salt and all my crystals. I always wear protection when reading because I don't even really want to talk about it because it's such a drama series, but there's really readers just cutting up right now. Okay, so this is the Holy Stone. So I feel like whatever thoughts, feelings, or ideas that you're having, they're things that can make your life more stable, make you more emotionally stable. You could be resonating on this. Things that you need to build within yourself, within your character, to just feel more secure as a person. Baron of Usage. That would be I want to say like Queen of Cups, but a little bit more than that. It's usually someone that's older. So if you're with someone, there could be an age difference. But then again, age is just a number. Someone can be younger and wiser. But your person definitely could be that sense of stability for you, or you're just seeing this newness and then these changes, and then it has made your relationship more stable. 6 of Domhan. They could be working on themselves, you working on the relationship, and it's opening doors and new possibilities to progress in life. Better crowds of people, finding yourself around just better opportunities, people, places, and things. The Rider of Time. That definitely could be your energy, and it's making you have faith and be passionate about moving forward and what the future may hold for you and your person. If you're single, this could just be a friend. This could just be the way that these thoughts that you're having, these ideas are making you feel. They're leading you towards just a better, healthier path in life. And sometimes that's all we really need is like to get our footing right, you know, to like, hey, I'm having the idea of I need to, like me, go outside more, ground myself, have more conversations, be a bit more mindful about my communication, stay out of drama, like take breaks from the internet. 5 of usage. Yeah, I think maybe if it is a person you thought there's like a lot of back and forth and you thought you were losing them, definitely picking up on Pisces here. This is 5 of Cups, always kind of in this deck reminds me of Pisces because the fish is there. But you know, you thought that your person, your love, was slipping through your hands, and you know, you're just trying to steady yourself in the relationship. But it's almost like sometimes in a relationship there has to be balance. If you're working too hard or striving too hard for change, like that can create a lot of pressure, which creates discomfort, which can really just break it. Like cause someone to go like, geez, I just want to have fun. Like all this work on the relationship, this, that, and the third. But I think that's definitely energy that's kind of like in the past. Like sometimes in relationships, you just gotta switch things up to give it a little new flavor, do things differently, or open up different lines of communication with each other. Like write letters to each other if you can't in the moment find the right words to describe how you're feeling or what you're frustrated with. 8 of usage. Yeah, I think with it being connected to the 6 of Pentacles and this one, because it's like a 6 of Pentacles and this one represents like doors of opportunity that like y'all have had a off and on relationship, or you know, like I said, if you're single you might be like depressed one day and chaotic and hopeful the next, and it's like that's kind of in the past. You're leaving that doubt in the past, the depression in the past. You know, like I said, sometimes when you have that one good idea or one good thing happens and you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, that's all you need really to be able to get through the end of the hard times. And I always like to say sometimes things get harder before they get better. A lot of people quit right before the getting better happens. Like, and I also I was talking to someone a while ago, like sometimes right before you get to receiving that thing that you want so bad, like life will throw out a test, and it could be something else that was everything that you think you want or need, but it's not really for you. And like sometimes we're gonna fail that a few times before we finally realize that that's what's going on. Like they keep putting this easy path in front of me, but sometimes easy isn't successful. It's like kind of like slow and steady wins the race. Like there's people up here that would buy YouTube subscribers just to get monetized and then push out content instead of just creating the content and letting the subscribers come when they come and being completely authentic. There's some people that, you know, they'll just say to themselves and enjoy their success and build like an honest platform, and then there's others that like create drama around other people in the same circle and stuff. Like if you're manifesting good for yourself, just manifest good for yourself. Don't be like, I want to be better than this person, or, oh, I see this person's growing, I feel threatened by it, so let me stir the pot to prevent that. Like, don't be worried about what someone else is doing. Worry about you and your pinnacles, like your progress, your stability. That's Ace of Pentacles there. Like, yeah, that's how you get forward movement. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about everything else. Like, you really could spin your wheels, or, you know, worrying about everyone else. Like, it's almost like I saw a picture. It wasn't even a real picture. It was an animated picture about, like, a kid playing a game system. You had a few game systems posters on the walls. This a room that looked like it was everything a kid ever wanted. And people are just like, oh, that's privilege. Like, one, it's a cartoon picture. Two, it's a kid. And just because that kid has everything that they might want, that's privilege. Like, somebody, if there was a real picture and a real kid, would you comment that on that? Like, sometimes we just say things and do things because we don't like the progress that someone else is making in comparison to how we're progressing or how we did. Ace of Air. For some of you, the stability could have been to find out that maybe you and that person just weren't compatible. Like, you had to cut it out. Maybe it was too much of an age difference. That 7 of Air. Yeah, kind of my card of like being guided somewhere else. And, you know, the 7 of Swords plus the Ace of Swords, it's kind of being blind. Like, love can make us blind. Like, just loving someone so much. Sex complicates things. So a lot of people don't like to talk about, like, it's a bad thing. You know, it's a bad thing in this country that we don't talk about it because we're undereducated. And that's why it complicates so much. Like, we need to have the hard conversations about sex, sexuality, religion, politics. More people are concerned with talking about soap operas and drama than like the real things. 6 of Air. There's a lot of swords here. Yeah, there's a lot of in and out, but I think regardless of if you've lost someone that you loved, or if you decided to cut the bullshit out with each other and speak your truth and work on things, you're moving forward and things are getting better now and becoming more stable to the point where you see the possibility of being able to build. Like, some of you could have gotten stable jobs. Some scenarios, it might have just been like the COVID check coming in time to kind of just ease the stress between you two. Money can cause so many problems in a relationship in so many different areas because of the stress factor. Just try to breathe and be mindful when you communicate with each other, and even when you communicate to yourself. Like, don't down talk yourself, and don't let other people do it either, especially if you know that those other people that are trying to down talk you don't even really know you. They're just seeing something and assuming because of how they relate to it or a past experience they've had, a trauma that they haven't healed. Like, or secretly they might be that way and might be like, oh, I'm gonna call you out for being this way, not because of this, but because I might get exposed. I don't know. It's just life on YouTube, Facebook, on the internet's really chaotic. I mean, you see companies, Fortune 500 companies shutting down, and now it's getting to the creators realm where people are just, it's gotten so dramatic. I remember 3 years ago when I was a reader, it used to not really be like this. But that's also why I believe there's certain readers for certain times. There's certain readers that are they're all positive, love, and light all the time. There's certain readers that are raw and cutthroat and that kind of like soap opera. And then there's your other readers when you really, really are going through stuff you'll find, or they'll pop back up. Like, I mean, when you get the messages, you get the messages. Some of us don't have a choice to deliver them. I mean, of course you do, it's free will, but I mean, if you're really supposed to be a reader and you're needed, life will cut up until you do your job, because it's something you signed up for in a previous life. That being said, just stay true to yourself, do what you say you're going to do, and don't worry about what else's drama is going on around you, what people are saying about you. If you know that you're doing what you got to do and it's working for you, continue to do that.